Hey YouTube friends and Twitter friends, this video will be about more, the danger of always wanting more and contentment. So I'll just kick this off with a little example that's kind of funny. My mom has always really liked to buy clothes, and she keeps buying more clothes, which I think is really funny because I've said to her a few times, like, but you already have tons of clothes, so why do you keep buying more clothes? Because logically it doesn't really make any sense. You know, if you already have a lot of something, why would you keep getting it? And then one thing that's kind of funny that happened was I was living with her for about 3 months, like 4 years ago, and her closet broke, like the bar on her closet, it like snapped in half because there were so many clothes on it. So anyways, that's just kind of like an example of, you know, how we in America, I think this is mainly an American epidemic where we always want more of whatever we like, you know, and we can't be content with just a little bit. But I thought of that concept because in the Lord's Prayer, you know, Jesus says, "Give us this day our daily bread." So we should be content and okay with just a handful, but we always want more. Like instead of a handful, we want like a carload full or something, or, you know, a huge bucket full. But we got to watch out for that, because that was essentially what caused Eve to fall in the Garden of Eden, was that Satan was telling her that she should want more, that what she had wasn't enough, you know? So watch out for wanting more and not being happy with what you already have. And that is the number one cause, I think, of most sins, is this more issue. You know, say you're with someone, but you're not content with them, and you feel like they're not enough. One example for sure, I think this is common, that women might feel like their husbands don't make enough money and they want more, you know, so then maybe they feel like they want a different guy who makes more money. But no matter how much money the person you're with makes, if you have a greedy spirit, it will never be enough. You know, if you can't learn to live with less, no matter how much you have, it will never feel like enough. Like in Ecclesiastes, I love the verse that says, "Whoever loves money never has money enough, or never has enough money." Like my pastor used to tell the joke in his sermons, you know, how much money is enough? Just a little bit more. Yeah. So you gotta watch out for always wanting more. So that goes for, you know, clothing, for money, for like food. That's the main issue with gluttony, is like, I remember my mom would always tell me, you know, you should eat until you're content, not full. And that is the main reason why I haven't ever been significantly overweight. Like, I think I'm healthy. Like, I've never really been a stick. Well, I was pretty skinny in high school, I guess, when I played basketball. But I would say I'm at a healthy weight. But, you know, I've never overeaten excessively because of my mom teaching me that, which really stuck with me. You know, just eat until you're content, not full. And I've never understood people going to food as comfort, which is ironic that they call that comfort eating, because it's actually suicidal eating. Because really you're trying to kill yourself when you eat that much, because, you know, overeating leads to diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, like just all kinds of health issues. So really it's like a slow way to kill yourself when you're overeating like that, because, yeah, you can't eat more than your body needs without it causing problems, you know. So it's not comfort eating, it's suicidal eating. And it's the same spirit that drives people to do that, which really is a spirit of death. So you really need to pray against, you know, the spirit of death. But that's that same spirit that causes people to smoke or drink. And my struggle lately has been with smoking, which really I put myself on this path deliberately because I wanted to understand the addiction of smoking, because my ex-husband smoked, and I was always so critical and so judgmental. So this whole thing has been kind of like a game. of me smoking. Like, I want to understand it, and I want to understand the attraction and the pull. And I do now because, okay, I haven't smoked for 2 days, but like, all I can think about this morning was that I wanted to go out and buy cigarettes. And I just had coffee, which I've always wondered if the same substances in coffee are in cigarettes, and like if they're kind of similar. I don't know. But like, I just had coffee and now I feel fine. Like, I don't really feel like I need to go buy cigarettes. I don't know. But it's also actually when you're hungry, you might feel like you want to smoke or you want to drink, but really you just need to eat. So your body is signaling you that you need something, but really you just need food, or maybe you need sleep. I think the majority of Americans don't get enough sleep or food. Or they have too much sleep and too much food. But anyways, we need to have a balance of both. We need to be in the middle. Don't have too much or too little. Satan always lives in the extremes, or he always wants to put us into the extremes. But God is in the middle. God is in balance, Everything in life should be balanced. But yeah, like Satan, I remember Joyce Meyer saying, Satan will either get you to never go to church at all, or he'll drive you to go to church every day of the week, because then you're neglecting your family, and then that's bad too. So watch out for extremes, like always make sure you're balanced and you're in the middle, like with eating, with everything in life, All right, so speaking of more, I thought I would read some verses on being content, because that's really the problem, is like whenever you're feeling like you want more, the issue is that no matter how much you have, if you're having that greedy spirit, it's never going to be enough, if you can't be content with what you already have. So here's some good verses on contentment. Hebrews 13:5, keep your life free from the love of money. Be content with what you have, for God has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. That's a really good one for me right now. Well, partly because I was like, I don't know, I haven't been working for like 2 weeks, and I was feeling like maybe I should go back to work. I don't really have to right now. Because I have a really awesome fiance who is providing for me, but but I could go back to work, and I'm kind of bored, but making these videos helps, so I don't know. This is essentially my job for now, so that's cool. It's nice to have something to do, and I hope it's helping people. But anyways, yeah, you gotta always keep that in mind. Keep your life free from the love of money. I remember the last job I had, I was working at a gas station, and like, it was mostly ladies that I was working with, and pretty much all of them didn't need to be working, which I thought was really interesting. Like, their, boyfriends or spouses made plenty of money to where they didn't really actually need to work. But they were just working to get out of the house, I think, just because it can be kind of boring when you're just stuck at home all the time. And I understand that. It is. That's why I make these videos, so I'm not bored. But if you want something to do, God can always provide you with something to do, like make YouTube videos. But it can be a boring life, just being at home all the time. But a lot of times, though, maybe that's where God wants us, because we can find Him the most when we're at home all the time, when we're away from the distractions of the world, like I feel like my house is my sanctuary, because this is like where I've had a lot of me and God time, and it's been really precious and really beautiful, and I really appreciated all the time I've gotten to have just me and God here at my house when I haven't had to work too much, and it's been really nice. 1 Timothy 6:6 says, now there is great gain in godliness with contentment. Or another translation says, godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into the world, and we cannot take anything out of the world. And then I love this. But if we have food and clothing, with these we should be content. Or with these we will be content. Those who desire to be rich fall into temptation, into a snare, and into many senseless and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. Yeah. So you should never desire to be rich. If you are, that's great. Congratulations to you. But, like, don't let money be your number one thing in life. Don't love money more than people, obviously. I love how Rick Warren says, we can either use money and love people, or we can use people and love money. And we need to be careful of that. Like, don't use people and love money, obviously. But yeah, I always thought that verse was really interesting. If we have food and clothing with these, we ought to be content. So, if you have food, you should be happy with just that. But so many in America are like, they want so much beyond just food and clothing, but it's ridiculous. It's like, but do you really need that? No, you don't. Do you need, a gold necklace or a gold watch? Like, guys are into gold watches, I guess, or just all this other excessive stuff that we get. Like, you don't need it. Do you need another prescription? No, you probably don't. It's just like we get so excessive about things. Like, anyways, so we should be content with just food and clothing and try that for a week. Try and buy nothing besides food or clothing. And if you have plenty of clothes, you don't need to buy any more. So try that for a week. Try buying just food. I mean, that's been my life really for the last 6 months. I've only bought food. I did get some gift cards for Christmas, so then I bought some clothes on Amazon. But yeah, literally for 6 months, that's it. Like, I've just been buying food, and it's been good, and I feel good about it. Oh, except for cigarettes. Okay, that's like the one extra that I've been allowing myself to have for the last 6 months, but or 4 months. Anyways, so think about that. Watch out for the whole pull of wanting more, because that's Satan. Anytime where you feel like you need more of this, more of that, that's totally Satan, and you need to tell that voice, get behind me, Satan. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm happy with what I have. I don't need more. Okay? So, work on that. God loves you all. Have a great day. God bless. Bye.